If the mechanics your kid is practicing aren't showing up in the games, this little game might explain why. When my second child started playing softball, I thought I could just take everything that worked with my older son and use it on her. Turns out, she ended up being born with a personality that was, let's just say, a little spicier than her brother, which quickly turned into her not wanting to listen to a single piece of advice I had to give about learning how to hit a ball. So, when we noticed that she had this really downward choppy swing, I realized something important. If I tried to tell her how to fix it, we were just going to butt heads harder, and I was not going to have a joy for the game that she would evolve into. I needed a way to fix the mechanics without saying words. Because here's the thing most parents learn the hard way. You can see what's wrong, you can explain what's wrong, but that doesn't mean your kid can actually change it, especially if you're talking about wanting it to show up in games. So I had this idea where I said, what if I designed a game that would force her body to fix the swing on its own? No cues, no reminders, no arguments. And so one day I went outside and I set up 3 tees in my driveway. I grabbed a bucket of wiffle balls and I yelled into the house, "Who wants to go hit wiffle balls on the roof?" Of course, instant buy-in. So I lined up all the kids and said, here's the goal. First kid to hit one over the roof wins. And my daughter quickly found out something interesting. Basically, it's impossible to hit a wiffle ball over a roof with a downward choppy swing, no matter how hard she tried. Where meanwhile, her younger siblings were cooking her in this game, not because they were stronger, but because they weren't swinging down. And here's the key part. I said nothing as they played the game. I just let the game do the coaching. And after a few rounds, she figured it out. The swing cleaned up, she started winning the game again, and she's never gone back to that choppy swing pattern since. And that was the day I stopped being the coach who thought he could fix mechanics with cues. And I started learning how to change environments so mechanics would fix themselves. And when you do that, the swing doesn't just look better in practice, it ends up holding up in games. And so using that approach with her, by the time she was 12 years old, not only do we still have a relationship because we didn't decide to butt heads, she was launching balls out of the park, even though she was only 5 feet tall. So if you've got a stubborn kid who you constantly butt heads with when you're trying to help them, and you want to learn how to use games and training environments to fix mechanics without having to fight your kid, drop the word stubborn in the comments and I'll DM you how we do this with our hitters.